Obrigado! What's the Portuguese word with my favorite people? Those who never drop the ball and miss an episode of the best crypto content on the tube. If you couldn't tell, Chico Crypto isn't in Chico anymore. I'm in Portugal now, Lisbon to be exact, and for the next month or so, we've gone international European. Could we end up in your country or even city? Well, don't stop watching, even on your own streets, because it's time for Chico Crypto. Yup, Chico has landed in Lisbon, and if you are interested in meeting up with me, we may have a chance to hang out and talk, as I'm going to be going to many of the events that are going down here for Blockchain Week. Lisbon is a beautiful city, and I'm so excited to be shooting outside once again, just like I did in Miami. But now, let's get to that crypto content. And of course, we have to begin this episode off with Bitcoin. It's been a few days since I've been able to break down that Bitcoin booty, and the King Crypto has been booty shaken. Since I last fully produced a video, which took place last week on Wednesday, Bitcoin has broken upwards. It was at a low of about 54,700 on Wednesday of last week, and as of yesterday morning in Lisbon, it was above 62,600. That's a healthy 14.4% increase in under a week. This is crazy to see, as the price is only less than $400 away from Plan B's October close price of $63K, and only 3.1% away, aka about $2,200 from Bitcoin's last all-time high set in April of this year. So the question on everyone's mind is, when the official break of the old all-time high, and what is the price going to do after that? Well, I'm not going to try to do my own analysis, as a better guy named Plan B already did it for us. Why stray away from his prediction when that is his full-time job, analyzing Bitcoin in regards to technicals, on-chain statistics, and more? So, if we go check out BYBT and liquidation data across the markets, we can see that there still hasn't been a big liquidation day on either end of the spectrum, red shorts or green longs. Leverage traders have been playing it safe. The longers are still weary of September and don't want to get wrecked like they did just 1 month ago. And the shorters know it's idiotic to short in the middle of a bull cycle. Then, looking at the yellow line of the price, around the 28th of September, we had a big price increase from about 40K to 46K. And that only netted short liquidations a total of $300 million across the exchanges. And then just a week later, the price jumped from 47.5K to 54K. And on October 5th, the short liquidations were just 278 million. Large jumps in the price isn't netting the exchanges much in shorts, as only the stupid are shorting Bitcoin before a parabolic bull run. So where are these leverage exchanges going to make the billions? Not in the shorts, but in the longs. So what do I predict is going to happen the next week or so? Are we going to smash Plan B's prediction of 63K? And are we going to smash the old all-time high of 64.8K and shoot up towards 70K, possibly even crossing it for a short amount of time? Wait, wouldn't that mean Plan B is incorrect? His 63K prediction would be proven false? No, 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 my friends. Plan B's predictions weren't what the price would hit that month, but they were predictions of the monthly closes, aka where the price would be at the end of the month. So I do still believe we will hit a monthly close of around 63K, which would mean if I also think we are going to pump up towards 70K or even past it, there is going to be a big dump. Just think about the hype when Bitcoin crosses the old all-time high, and it keeps going, setting new high after new high, up to 70K. Those longers who have been scared to put in a trade couldn't help themselves anymore, and they would start throwing in the big trades once again. And that is when it will be pulled, towards the end of the month. The old rugger, the big dip, which will net exchanges over 1 billion in long liquidations. The price dipping from around 70K back to around Plan B's closed prediction of 63K.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
So leverage always eventually gets flushed out of the markets, and it usually happens in one fell swoop. But just because I think there is going to be a big dip this month, it does not mean I'm a bear. Chico is bullish, aka Novogratz bullish.
Novogratz is bullish.
So everyone knows about the Bitcoin ETF, aka exchange traded fund that got approved. On Friday of last week, the SEC for the first time greenlighted a batch of ETF applications after 5 SEC commissioners met and deliberated on the issue. One of the ETFs is from Proshares, and they even filed a post-effective amended prospectus. And as we can see from their filing, they were targeting an October 8th for the proposed public filing, which means the ETF is ready to go. Now, proponents of a Bitcoin ETF believe the products will be more widely accessible for individuals interested in Bitcoin, yet are wary of its unregulated nature, as this is a fully regulated product, giving them exposure to the gains without having to actually own any Bitcoin. So there is no doubt that this is big, and it's bullish for the price in the short to mid term, aka the last hurrah of this cycle. Why? Well, let's just check out some trading signals first. A certain derivative in cryptocurrency has seen its volume and open interest explode, and this is options. Checking out Bitcoin's options open interest, it's up an outstanding amount since the September lows. There is over $12.2 billion in open interest, compared with the low last month, which was only $5.9 billion. That's $6.3 billion more, aka over 107% more in just a month. My oh my, how things can change. And options volume has followed a similar trajectory as open interest, peaking at 1.5 billion last week on Friday. The last time option trade volume was this high was on 3 occasions, from March through May of this year, aka right before the big dip, aka the later peaks in April and May weren't bullish options, but options betting on the price going down. But this time, those options aren't bearish put options, but bullish call options. As we can see from this chart of options with an expiry date of December 31st, 2021, there is a lot of bulls buying them starting at a strike price of 60K. But we reached 250 million in open interest by 80K, over 350 million at 100K, and even 325 million at a strike price of 200K. That means that Bitcoin bulls are favoring strike prices above 100K, giving us big insight that many think the price will be 100K or above by the end of the year. I wonder why? Well, it goes right back to the ETF. They know exactly what happens to a commodity after a US ETF is launched against it. It explodes. And the one that has the most similarities to Bitcoin, gold, was no different.
This is why, this is not why I don't understand Bitcoin.
As we can see from the gold price chart, the first gold ETF, Spider Gold shares, started trading on the NYSE in November 2004. Gold was just over 400 bucks. By May of 2006, it broke 675. By 2008, it reached nearly 1,000, and then in August of 2011, the price broke over $1,800. Basically, gold went into a 7-year bull cycle with just a few slight bearish corrections on the way up. This hype captured the attention of all metals, which rose all tides, including silver. The price of silver moved in tandem with gold, and they launched the first silver ETF in 2006. But when the hype of the gold ETF and silver started to come to an end, they launched other precious metal ETFs, including ones again platinum and palladium in 2010. And as we can see from the Wall Street Journal article that covered it, both of them hit highs shortly after the launch of their linked ETFs. So don't think BTC will be any different. It's going to set new all-time highs. But the question is, will it be more like gold and go into a 7-year bull phase? Could the ETF be the kicker that gets Bitcoin to $1 million? Well, gold went from 400 to 1800 in 7 years after the US ETF launch, a 4.5x. Now, from the current Bitcoin price of about $62,000, a 4.5x would be $279K. But BTC isn't like gold. Shoot, in under a year since December, the price is already over 3x from 20K. So methinks Bitcoin could easily do more than a 4.5x in the 7 years after. Gold, unlike Bitcoin, doesn't have halvings, where the supply of it is cut in half, creating scarcity like never before. Within the 7 years after the first BTC ETFs, we will already have 2 more halving events take place, one in 2024 and another in 2028. That is why I think $1 million Bitcoin could be coming by the end of the ETF hype, aka after 2 more halvings, aka in about 7 years. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you in Lisbon next time.